What's going on? Welcome on into today's trade or recap. We are looking at, let me adjust this to November this month. We're looking at our TradeZilla dashboard, and we are currently down $88 in the month. We've had a couple of trades, nothing crazy. Let me pop myself out of the way so you can see the calendar here. Yesterday, we realized some gains from some old stuff that we finally locked in, and today we realized some losses from some new stuff. So that is what we're going to talk about. And there were two trades in there, but I'll get into those here in a second. So technically it says 5 trades. Some of these are partial profits. Some of these are closed swings. And there are 2-day trades on here, which I'll pull those up in a second. But we closed target. Long story short, no momentum there. Still building higher lows. No momentum. I'm out of it. I'm not going to lose any more money. Down 181. Not ideal, but it is what it is. We took partial profits on Adobe. I just wanted to lock 2 shares in based on the risk reward that I was looking at. I was like, okay, does it really make sense to hold the entire position all the way back down to the stop loss? Would lose more than I want to lose. So I was in a little heavier than I wanted to be. So I sold 2 shares, which really is not a lot of shares, but just to like lighten it up in case things were to roll back against me. So I realized about $21 in profit there. I closed an AMD long. If you remember yesterday, this was a partial take profit at like $10. Today, or whatever it was, $20, whatever, I don't know. Today it was the rest of it stopping out, essentially break even. So we netted, I think, a slight gain on it. Call it break even though, on AMD overall, but I closed the rest of it out. And then we had Tesla and Nvidia. So let's pull those 2 guys up. Tesla, we are still in an S&P long trade. My stop loss is under today's low now. I've moved it up to there. It was prior under this low. Now it's under today's low. It's still just there. It's not doing much, but it's there, and so I'm just leaving it alone. And because I have because it's an S&P, there's no really overnight risk. If it hits my stop loss overnight, it hits my stop loss. So I'm not worried about the overnight risk. So I don't have to worry about like holding shares overnight and having, what happens if we gap down or gap up. No worry about that stuff. So that is one thing that I'm still in. But the Tesla trade to the short side, this actually would have been a good example of a trade to play as the inverse to my strategy, if you will. So if we look at Tesla, it's pretty much in consolidation. You can even say it's been trending up the past couple of, so far this month, since the lows of the month, since the beginning of the month. So you can see kind of like higher lows, but you can also say that we have lower highs. So you're kind of setting up in some sort of wedge, if you will, on Tesla. However, I drew this line in at the 1 hour low right here. If I go to a 30-minute chart on Tesla, you'll see a better view of what I was looking at. We have a push down off of the open, big move down, a retracement about halfway back up, and then a push back down. I like the breaks of those. That's breaking down. I play the breakdown, got a little push in my direction, then immediately reversed, so I stopped out fairly fast. Hence the $62 loss, which is not that big of a deal at all. And I got out. And then I'm like, market bounces back up. Okay, cool. NVDA. Check out the 30-minute chart on NVIDIA. This looked really good. NVIDIA looked really, really good on the 30-minute chart. We had a high right here. We had higher lows going up into that high. I had a blue line right there. Pushing, pushing, pushing. If we can break that, we like it long. Even the 1 hour chart's actually a better look, I think, now. Looking back, yeah. I like it long. So I enter on the break here. I'm looking for a push. Got a little push. I took some partial profits. I was actually looking for another $1 or so more to take off the majority of the rest. Didn't get it, so we took off partial profits, and then the rest of it stopped me out break even, hence the $43 gain. Not a lot of money. Not a lot. Kind of worked, kind of didn't work, but no big follow through, no momentum, and so that is just the nature of the market. So really on day trades today, we lost like $19, which is essentially a break-even day, but because we realized some losses on some swings and stuff, we finished the day down 188, technically speaking, and so that's that. I'm going to log all these things here in TradeZilla, but in the meantime, Surge Trader, refresh the dashboard. We are currently sitting at $50,935. I was just over 51,000 yesterday, technically, so we're down 78. Why are these numbers different? Well, the negative 187 here is about the same. That is realized. This is unrealized. This is just kind of what the portfolio fluctuation is. I had the target that was already read, hence why this number is now not as large as what the realized number is. Either way, currently, this is the current value of the portfolio. Current balance is what I've locked in. Based off of trades that I've opened and closed, it believes that I'm here, but it currently is valued at this with open positions. Either way, I'm about 18-ish% of the way to the target. No rush. Not the best environment right now that I am noticing for my strategy and for stuff. So we're just kind of waiting for things to consolidate and either break down or send the next leg up. When that happens, we'll have more to do, more to talk about. But in the meantime, that is today's trade recap, the update on the portfolio and the challenge. Not a lot going on, but we're still here. We are still here. We're still moving, and we're waiting on the S&P. Thanks so much. I'll leave links and resources down below to TradeZilla, where I track all this stuff, Surge Trader, anything else that I use, like usual. Thanks so much. See you guys in the next trade recap. Peace.